All right, welcome to Your Time, Your Money, the show where your time is just as valuable as your money, and we know that. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Matt, welcome.
Welcome back, baby. It's been a wild finish to summer, and it's my first episode back in a little bit, so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to knock this out, and let's get some great information out there.
Yeah, I think it's important that clients understand the difference between being a customer and a client.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of our industry is customer-based.
Right.
And it's transactional. It's not personal.
I found, Mark, in the last 10 years of doing this is that, people want to be transactional sometimes when they're busy, right? I'm busy, I'm doing something, I got to tell you this information, but then that's where the amenities come in for us, where we don't want to have that conversation. When we're having that conversation, it's tough. It becomes okay, listen, I'm not a banker, right? I want to actually talk to you and know why.
Well, an important point to that is if it's customer based, if it's transactional based, people are quick to do the transaction.
Right.
So for instance, a client calls in and says, hey, I need to liquidate $2,000. Okay, boom, they liquidate $2,000. But why are they liquidating the $2,000?
Right.
And where's the best place to take it from? Asking those deeper relationship questions so that we can better understand where to take the money from. Maybe in some cases it's talking to a client and deciding it's not best interest to take your money from these accounts.
Correct.
It's better to take it from your savings account,
or maybe borrow from a pension or HELOC out of your home, based on the size of the debt.
Yeah, and the customer relationship doesn't, bring that about. It's the client.
So let's go through it, right? I walk into a bank, I say, hey banker, hey teller, I need $500, right? What are they going to do?
Ring the register and basically
bing, right? You're done. There you go. You're all set. Whereas right now, Mark, credit cards are a major issue. Right?
Yeah.
Credit card debt is through the roof. I've had more phone calls about I can't pay my credit card bill and I can't buy food this month than ever before, which is making me concerned about where we're heading, our trajectory as the holidays come. Yep. Right. And how I'm going to pay this credit card bill.
Yeah. And that's always with inflation and
cost of living right?
adjustments.
So at some point when I have a client call in and say, hey, I got a credit card issue, I might say, hey, listen, we might need to do a HELOC. We might want to go to ClearPath, talk about a HELOC on our property and get the monkey off our back, right? And pay off a big debt where that's accruing 22% interest, right? Because credit card interest rates are the highest they've ever been.
Yeah, and that's experience related versus transactional.
Absolutely.
Right. Another example would be you require a transaction that needs paperwork.
Right.
9 times out of 10 from a client standpoint, you're getting a generic packet.
Yep. Here you go. Here's your packet.
And some of the forms in our industry are 20, 30 pages long. Oh. They maybe 6 or 7 out of the sections you don't even need because they're multi-use forms.
And then you're as a customer, you're filling those out, you're confused, and then you're frustrated, right?
Then you're putting lines through things, and and then that's getting mailed back in, and they're not processing it in a timely manner because you filled out things you didn't need to fill out or missed the section, right? The client experience that we try to offer is a client needs something, we fill out as much as the form as we can.
Yes.
Right? There's clear Post-it notes, sign and date. Or we offer, for those that can, we walk them through the e-sign process.
And
right?
e-sign is a beautiful thing, right?
To make it easier.
It makes it a lot easier.
Right, and we even have secure encrypted portals where if clients don't feel comfortable e-sign, they want to get the forms faster, we can upload those forms to a secure system that then they can print out at home and sign.
Yep.
But the point is 99%, 90% completed forms for them.
Right, and they're going to get something where they can just, I have a question on this one thing. It's already pre-filled. Oh, I see that I'm missing junior or my address needs to be updated. That's an easy thing for us to fix. But Mark, let's talk deeper about the process, right? Somebody calls in and they say, hey, Mark, I need 10 grand, right? You're not just going to go, okay, great, let me send you 10 grand, right? You say, all right, give me a half hour. Let me look around and let me try to find a plan.
Yeah. Let me see where the best tax situation is to take from.
Let me give you some choices.
Yeah. Let me give you options. And you can't go wrong with options.
More choices are great. I mean, sometimes one might say, a paralysis by analysis, but if you don't analyze the situation and actually think about it, how would you know?
Yeah.
Right? How would you know to take a HELOC or take a loan from your pension?
And a lot of the transactional that we're talking about are the 800 numbers, maybe the 401ks, maybe the work funds. Maybe they did it on their own and they have a Fidelity or Schwab or just general account, like a Fidelity account or something that they work with online.
Sure.
But there's no real representative.
Right. Not someone actually looking out for the best interest.
And the response back when you say, hey, I need $10,000 is, okay, where would you like it to take it from?
Right.
Well, as a client, I might not know.
I'm not sure. Take it from that imaginary account that you just started last week, right? Like, who knows?
Well, and let's delve a little bit deeper on that customer versus client experience.
Right.
A perfect example is a loved one passes away.
That's a tough spot.
Right. And something we pride ourselves on is that we take that experience to the next level when a loved one passes away to where we've developed something we call the honor book.
Yeah.
Right. And basically that honor book not only has all the necessary paperwork needed for their accounts with us, but we've also included some generic forms in there that they might need. Yeah. Let's say Social Security, DMV, other things that a client's going to go through that they're not necessarily going to ask about.
Right.
And they're not going to realize, I need to go to DMV and fill out these forms.
They're not going to ask about it because they're not thinking about it.
Correct.
Right? Like, imagine a lot of people out there listening to this, they've lost someone close to them. Right? So imagine that feeling, oh my God, now all this weight of I have to complete something, I have to do a form, I have to unregister a car out of my name.
Yeah.
Who do I talk to? I don't want to think about any of that stuff.
And transactional, you call an 800 number and say, my loved one passed away.
Right.
And they say, great, we're going to send you a packet.
Yeah.
You get the packet has a list of 10 things maybe that you have to provide to them, but it doesn't give any explanation of them.
Right.
Like, what's an affidavit of domicile? Oh, this needs to be notarized, or does it need to be medallion guaranteed? Yeah. Is it a certified copy? Is it a photocopy of the death certificate? And in a client experience, when they're working with a good firm like ourselves,
sure,
they're going to get handheld, and
even more than that, right? Like, Mark, I think, and again, I'll give you a lot of kudos here because your idea of having this honor book is in the case of someone passing away or something happening, someone having a stroke or not being able to have competence to make a decision. The person that's caring for that or the person dealing with that, they got enough on their plate.
Yeah.
So, even more than hand-holding, I think, being able to say, hey, here's your book. You need to do pages 1, 7, 9, and 33.
Yep. And that experience goes even a step farther in the fact that we engage before the loved one passes away.
Yeah.
And we make sure the beneficiaries on the accounts. We make sure the power of attorney is in force. Those necessary documents are there for them that when they need it. Because the worst thing that happens is somebody passes away or becomes incapacitated, and you don't have the forms necessary.
It becomes a big problem
to conduct business because you weren't being proactive.
Right. Or you just go, or you don't care. You're a stuffer and you just stuff everything and say I'll deal with it later, which happens a lot too.
And you were being customer based versus client based.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And we don't ever want a client to feel like they're a customer. They're a client.
Right.
And that's something we continually improve on. And everybody's experience is a little different, whether it's with our firm or any other firm here.
Listen,
but we require feedback.
It's about time, right? Everyone will say this, right? And this is the truth, man. The time for someone that wants to do something, they want to do it on their time, right? And if I want to do something at 6:00 at night, I can't do it at a bank. I can't do it at a bank. If I call an 800 number, they're going to be closed.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about the real deep dive on the relationship. What if they text us on my rep chat? Right. They text us. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to get a response.
Yep.
Even if they email us, right? You're going to get a response.
Yeah. And our
you're
hours,
not going to get that at a bank.
Our hours are a lot more lengthy than an average brick and mortar. Right?
Absolutely.
Let's be honest with that, right?
Yeah.
Clients on my rep chat have texted 10, 11 o'clock at night. Doesn't mean I'm going to get back to them 10, 11 at night. But the following morning, I can get back to them right away. But I can also, on my drive in the morning, talk to my team and expedite some of the things that are needed for that message or whatever that they have, right?
Which, I agree 100%. But that's where, again, people have to see the difference between, going to a bank or working with a 9 to 5 and then having that real customer-centric experience.
Yeah.
Or I should say client-centric experience, because a customer-centric experience is, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. We're not going to deal with you today. We're going to see you tomorrow.
And I think the last topic that we should talk about with a client versus a customer is the appreciation events that we do.
Appreciation and the educational events.
Yeah, exactly. We do the educational events, which are for the general public as well. To be, open and fair, honest disclosure.
Social Security, Medicare.
But we appreciate a client. And we want that client to know that we appreciate them, and we want to learn more about their family, their friends, their loved ones. So, whether it's a client barbecue, whether it's a fundraising event, whether it's a golf outing, whatever it might be, the client relationship brings that out more so than the customer relationship.
And I think that's where, as I work my way into the minutia of the experience, it's that feel good, that know somebody has my back. Know somebody's always watching and there to help when I need them, and that's the key. When I need them, because you don't always need that, right? But when you do, and you reach out, and it's I'll see you tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and it's like, oops, I forgot, or oops, the voicemail got deleted. So that's a difference. So
for our listeners that aren't clients and are thinking, how can I become their customer? We don't want you as a customer. We want you as a client.
Right.
So maybe think and analyze your existing relationships that you have with other financial institutions. And if you'd like to become a client of the SLE Group, reach us at 844-444-YTYM. You can reach us at 43 British American Boulevard in Latham, New York. Please like and subscribe. It's very important for us to keep the podcast series going, make sure we're bringing out some timely information, and we appreciate our subscriber base immensely. So as always, it's your time
and your money.